What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Muscle Memory. My name is Malcolm, and today I'm talking to the NWA Worlds Heavyweight Champion at 12 pounds of gold right before the Crockett Cup. It's a two-day event, June 3rd, June 4th in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You can watch it on Fight TV. You can also get tickets at NWATIX.com. Today we have Tyrus. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm living the dream, man. Excited about the Cup. Me and my partner are tuned up and ready to go. We got a solid game plan, and the Midnight Riders are ready to go.
Definitely. And I'm sure you guys are going to do well in the tournament, but why did you pick Chris Adonis to be your tag team partner? I mean, you guys just went from, and I see this a lot in combat sports. Guys will fight each other, have all these bad words to say, and then magically they're just like friends. So what made Chris Adonis good as tag team partner?
When you were a kid, you got in a fight in the neighborhood with somebody, and you ended up friends the next day. I mean, it's kind of the, Trevor Murdoch was probably my toughest challenge in NWA, and then my match with Chris, I would say, was just as tough, maybe just a little bit tougher because of styles. But after that, I was like, we went to war together, and that's the type of guy I want to have in my back. He brought 100% to the match. He made no excuses. He took the L like a man, and it's hard not to respect someone like that. And when you have somebody like that getting your back, and I think we're having this distinct advantage over the other teams. A lot of the guys have been teaming longer, but in terms of just sheer power and presence, I just don't think anyone matches us.
For sure, and I think there's definitely a good opportunity you guys win this cup. And looking at the history of the Crockett Cup, back in the 86 and 87, the prize was storyline to be $1 million plus getting the actual cup. Have you ever talked to Billy about seeing if you can get that win?
Hey, anytime we can break bread, break bread and play dead. That is true. Mr. Crockett will be there too. I will mention that. You guys are kind of a little short on the pay, because I remember the Bull of the Woods, the American Dream, got that $1 million, so I would like a piece of that too. So that's a fair point, and I will bring it up. So,
are you looking to become a double champion?
Some sort.
Yeah, hopefully. I think you deserve it after everything. Do you feel like you're ready to become a double champion with that opportunity for the World Tag Team titles coming with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I got room on this shoulder. Sure. It's one of those things where I'm gonna go until my body says no. Defending this title and being tag team champs with Chris Adonis would be one of those things when you get to the point of your career where you start thinking about what's next. It has been a hell of a run that I'm on right now, and to add something like that, just the history of having the cup, to sure. People come over my house and see the cup, because I'm the team captain.
Yeah.
So Chris understands I'm the captain. 12 pounds is the captain. So if we're able to come up victorious, the cup goes with me. I'll make sure he has a really nice picture and a frame of it. I'll autograph it, all that good stuff. But it's coming home with me. But La Rebellion, man, they're a tough team, just because of the fact that you underestimate how powerful they are. And of course, the lucha background, they can hit you from a million angles. But being in the ring with those guys, they are their low center of gravity it's almost like, sometimes people will be like, well, they're not as big as you are, they're smaller than you are, but they kind of have that Dean Malenko where you don't realize how powerful they are. Plus, they don't make mistakes. So that's a tough team. In blunt force trauma, they're as physical as we are. We're just a little bigger. And then of course you got Knox and Trevor Murdoch, probably I would say the dark horses in this tournament. And there's a bunch of guys. I see Mims. He's throwing. Me and Mims got a long history. So hopefully, I won't have to put his ass back in that wheelchair again. But it's an exciting time, and I even got to worry about, I think Jordan and Sion are in there, so there's some old friends. And of course, I'm dedicating this tournament to Jeezy, and hopefully he gets, he's fighting that fight. Cancer is an ugly thing, but he won't be there physically, but he'll be there in spirit. So got a lot of momentum and a lot of inspiration, as he would say. Do I got to show you or I got to tell you? Either way, we're going to show you, and afterwards we're going to tell you all about it.
For sure. What's your memories looking back at the Crockett Cup? What's the first memory that comes to mind? There's so many winners of this tournament.
I remember there was all the fighting over positioning. I remember Midnight Express was pissed that they weren't number one. They were number 2. Team America was up in there. The Rock and Roll Express. I always liked Nikita Koloff and Crusher. They were always like the Russian team was always in the thing. Like the thing was, it was so much parity, and I think that's what the NWA still is today, to where there's not a clear cut favorite. On any given night, any person given an opportunity could capture championship gold or capture the cup. Could be a team that we've never even heard of before, and they just catch fire. It's just it's just like anything else. The team that's working the smoothest can go, but the Crockett Cup, of course, the Horsemen. At one time, they had Flair and Barry Windham. Flair and Lex were a team, and you had Arn and you had Tully. Everyone was wondering, are we going to see that? So there's going to be a lot of interesting pairings or whatever. But and I just remember the promos, man, and Team America, Dusty and Magnum TA. So there was a lot of history, and a lot of the tournaments were long, but you didn't leave. You watched there because every match had something going on. There was feuds were built, were made, were ended. Questions were answered, more questions were asked, and that's the beautiful thing about the Crockett Cup.
Of course, and you're still like the holder of the 12 pounds of gold, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
That ain't going nowhere.
That ain't going nowhere. But how would you describe your championship reign so far in like a few words?
Dominating, fair. I don't care who you are, you get a title shot. Adonis went on Chris Van Vliet or Van whatever the hell his name is.
Van Vliet, yeah.
And they talked about a title shot, and I was like, well, come get it. We're taking on all comers. You don't even got to be in NWA. Dustin Rhodes, we know the history. Let's make lawyers talk. Let's make it happen. I think that's something that everyone want to see. We'd like to see the lineage. He knows how close I was with Dusty and his relationship with his father. We all got a chance to see that biography. And those of us who had the privilege of being around them know how much they cared about each other. And it would be an emotional match, but then there would be a special individual watching. So that's there. I don't care who you are, Moxie, anybody, So, but that's the beauty of the NWA, because we'll make it happen. Lucha, I defended my title in Mexico. So, it's not like we won't go where we need to be to handle business. So.
For sure. And like, you still have that championship on when you're on Fox News and like doing your thing over there. And like, what's like the reaction of Fox when like you walked in and now you're the world champion compared to like when you were just a TV champion?
Well, it's the same rules apply. I represent every guy and every man and woman who put on the boots, and wrestlers are stars. Let's not forget that. And my thing is, if you don't like the belt, come take it. and no one's done that. All I ask is you sign a waiver, because you will get your ass whipped. But Fox is supportive and they love it, and just about everybody who sees this championship has a story to go with it. I remember when I saw Harley race, in North Carolina, or Ric Flair, or the American Dream, or they would just go on and on about the greats and the storylines and stuff like that. And it's nice to be able to bring that. It's nice to pay homage to the NWA stars that came before me. And I think again, if you have a problem with it, look in the mirror, because you probably got some stuff going on. I'm winning. I'm going to enjoy winning. I'm going to wear this title till somebody takes it from me, which means I'm going to keep it as long as I want to. And, when I'm not champion, you won't see it. But until then, don't adjust your TV sets. This is 12 pounds of gold on my shoulder.
Yes, it is. And like one big headline that came out recently by Billy Corgan, I feel like a lot of fans have different opinions on it, is he said the quote, "If you're not going to watch Tyrus, you're not a wrestling fan." When you see that kind of headline, how do you react to that?
I just laugh. I love the fact, because Billy always tries to be room temperature. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at every historic moment in pop culture, he's there. Dennis Rodman disappears. Who's in the car? Billy Corgan. He's like the guy you see in like black and white pictures from back in World War II, just chilling. Like, he's just there. And for him to take up arms for me, like I said, boss, you don't got to fight my battles. Because if they hate me and they're still watching me, it's all good. And if you are a wrestling fan, hey, come boo me. I don't care. Most people cheer me. It doesn't make no difference to me. I appreciate, because it's less of fans, and it's more of the internet geeks and the internet guys, 45 years old, and they write fantasy wrestling stories and shit like that. So not really too upset about that. I give zero knows about that kind of stuff. And I find like it gets attention and buzz and everybody talking about it. So they interview him like, oh my God, Tyrus, if you have been to a show when they're cheering and asking me to kiss babies on the head and grandmas are jumping up and all that stuff, trying to show me love. All I care about the people that watch and buy tickets. Some jackass sitting on his computer, I don't care. Hate me. I know what you cheer for. I love it. So just bring it. Boo me, whatever. Here's another thing too. Like they always talk about what needs to be this and that, and there's a couple wrestlers that want to chime in. Here's the deal: you get all those people that hate on Tyrus to follow you. You know what I'm saying? Get them, since it's the internet. Get them on there to follow you. Let's see your numbers jump up with the nation, the masses of people who hate me and want this off me. And then I'll give you a title shot. I don't give a damn who you are. But here's the thing: when you only get 12 more likes, and I find out that 4 of them is from family members, you get nothing. So they just don't equate to anything. Someone writes a comment on your thing, they don't represent anybody but themselves. And that's the funny thing about social media. It's only real if you're into social media, and I'm not. So, like I said, but come get it. Anybody, pick anybody on the roster, and you haters get behind them, and we'll give them a shot. Bet you won't, because that takes hard work, coordination, and intelligence to pick somebody, and y'all get together. But it's hard. So
to add to your point, at the last show that I went to for NWA, there was legitimately a grandmother who actually jumped out of her seat when you came out. So like,
you know what I'm saying?
There's actually some validity to that. So anyone that's thinking that's like just
it made me jump back. I was like, all right, but you know what? I thought American Dream would be popping right now.
I'm sure it would.
Like, came out, she had her cane, and she was like, I love Tyrus. So to the trolls on the internet, kiss my entire ass. I'm not worried about you. Do something about it. Find a champion. Find a hero to get behind.
Would you say that Tyrus, as NWA World Champion, is the top world champion in pro wrestling right now?
I am the most seen champion on the planet. I thought it was real cute, and I'm not throwing shade. Congratulations to AWA getting a day named after him. I think it's May 30th is AEW Day. Well, May 19th was NWA World Champion Tyrus Day in Gulf Shore, Alabama, and February 20th is Tyrus Day in Texas, in Fort Knox, Texas, or whatever. So I'm up 2-0. So I'm glad you guys are getting on the game. So worldwide, we're getting holidays named after us. So I think we're doing all right. And we just beat 2 of the most physical guys, Trevor Murdoch, Chris Adonis. NWA is bigger, more aggressive, more physical. We don't need to do 10,000 moves because just one hurts. Wow. No 3 power bombs over here. We just need 1.
You spin hard facts, dude. You spin hard facts. So I want to talk about a few moments that happened in like earlier in your career when you're in the WWE. And that's something I found really interesting because I was watching this a few days before I even know that we were going to be talking. And it was a match between you and the Big Show back in 2012. Was it ever supposed to be like a feud between you guys? Because I felt like there was a lot of like on and off matches between you guys.
Yeah, you know what? Big Show was one of the guys that I could not wait to work. He is the Andre the Giant was the guy the previous generation, and I felt that Big Show was our guy. And I never had a bad match with Big Show, and we had some real good stuff going on with when he hit me with the table and all that stuff and ended the streak. And he had his feud with Cena, and he was getting ready to come out of the cage, and I showed up with a chair and stopped him from winning the championship. Yeah. But it was just one of those things where I was waiting for I just cost him a championship. Let's get it on. And we were going back and forth, and even David Ortunga's little punk ass was getting in my way, getting involved in stuff. So, but it's just one of those things where you're waiting for it, and it just didn't happen. And that's one of the things that I'll always be like, man, I would have gave anything to be in a cage with Big Show, because sure. we got reactions, man, when he came out there and attacked me, and we were fighting it out, and we were just doing our thing. But he also had a really, really big feud with Cena going on at the time. And if you look at Funkasaurus or Cena, there's bigger checks with Cena, even though I would have loved more time in the ring to compete against what I consider one of the best workers in the business. Not big man, workers.
No, I agree. Fully. So, did you ever get like any advice from the Big Show about being like and also like a big guy in pro wrestling?
Yeah, Show was always kind. He was always willing to be there. He's one of the few guys that I can say that good or bad times, Show didn't treat me any differently. And I always respected that. And whenever I see him, it's always love. And he was another one. I would love, hey, come get it,
That's interesting.
But because I know he's still in shape. He's putting his little videos up, training in the gym and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, he was always one of the guys that, being a top guy, and anyone who thinks he's not is an idiot. He was always one of those guys that was still one of the guys.
Yeah.
So,
could you tell us a story about how you were WWE Tag Team Champion for 2 days?
Yeah, with Kofi Kingston. R-Truth broke his foot, and we were in Brazil. But here's the thing. Technically, I never lost the title. So I could make an argument. I could get some lawyers. So we were wrestling the Colon brothers, and they cheated, won the titles, and the ref restarted the match to a rematch. Then I hit the big splash, and Kofi and I were champions again. So technically, although to be fair, I think Kofi's been tag team champions with everybody. Like, if you tag with Kofi, you're going to be a tag team champion. That's a given. So I'm glad I didn't let that down. And I always think of Kofi like our generation's Ricky Steamboat.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's main event. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what size you are. Kingston can make it work,
For sure.
And, but yeah, we were tag team champions for 2 nights. And what's funny was, because, one of the things I used to do is I have the kids get in the ring. So we're dancing and stuff, and one of the kids grabbed my belt. And I was like, take your hands off my belt, kid. And Kobe just fell out, because there's always going to be a little heel in me no matter what I do. I was like, hey, kid, don't touch my belt. You ain't champ. And he just fell out. And I got that because TJ Wilson and I, when he won the FCW Heavyweight Championship, I begged him and pleaded with him because, there's that old rumor that when Sean beat Brett in the hour match at WrestleMania, that when he won the championship, he said, tell everyone to get the fuck out of my ring. Excuse my language. But so when TJ won the championship, I said, if you win tonight, do me one thing. Because we were all going to run in and celebrate. Please tell everyone to get the F out of the ring. And when he won it, he did it, and guys were hopping out. And goes, can you believe that? Can you believe that? And I was laughing so hard because they were like, guys were offended. We came out to celebrate with him, and he told us to get the F out of the ring. And so I've always had a huge laugh about that. When I won my championship, and Sion and some of the guys in the ring, I said the same thing, and they all froze. Like, just messing, fellas. But we were championships. We flew back home. I expected to come out on Monday Night Raw with my title and with Kofi, and they just basically give Truth his championship back. And I was like, oh, okay. So, it is what it is. But technically, I did capture championship gold for 48 hours in a plane trip in Brazil, of all places. I don't know if that still counts, but to me, it does.
No, I think it definitely does.
Yeah, I think I have to get the replica of the bronze title and put it up in my office now that we've thought about it.
You should. As we start to wrap this up, I want to play like a little game with you, Tyrus, because I know obviously you're on Fox News, so everyone loves you. So I have a little game for you. So I have the 7 fittest U.S. presidents in history. I want to ask you, when I say their name, tell me yay or nay if they can make it as a pro wrestler.
Okay.
Awesome. So the first one is Abraham Lincoln.
Of course, and he was one.
Oh, yeah.
Now, given back then at 120 pounds and 6'7", he was definitely a super heavyweight. But yeah, as a child or as a teenager, I believe he wrestled.
For sure.
He'd be a great.
Barack Obama.
Yep, big baby face. He'd be another Ricky Steamboat. Couldn't be a heel. Couldn't be a bad guy.
Not at all. George W. Bush.
Yeah, because his gimmick is I never tell a lie, and then he comes out and lies to everybody. So that would give heat. Yeah, he'd have a great gimmick. Yeah.
Herbert Hoover.
No, his name just killed it. No one can share Herbert Hoover.
Yeah, no.
You can be Triple H, but you can't be Double H.
Amazing. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, he was an actor. He was a tough guy. He was a cowboy. He was slick. He'd probably be like a gorgeous George or a Ric Flair. It'd definitely be a robe with some kind of feathers on it and sparkles of some sort. You know, his hair was always right. He was always dignified. So yeah.
Gerald Ford.
Yeah, just because of the Ford.
Yeah.
And he was tough. He didn't take too much. Good speaker. So he'd been good on the mic, old school. So yeah, Gerald Ford would be all right.
And last one, Theodore Roosevelt.
Of course, he invented the teddy bear. So Merch City. Although he invented it shooting captured bears at Yellowstone, but that's not important. But he did invent the teddy bear. So,
yeah.
you know, so yeah, of course, it'd be the teddy bear would come out and the kids would get teddy bears and everybody would cheer. I would imagine he would have some kind of bear cloth singlet of some sort, but he can make it work.
Perfect. And as we wrap this up, why do you believe that you will win the Crockett Cup this weekend? I
just don't think anybody is physically and mentally where I'm at right now, and the closest guy to that is my partner. So I'm in a good situation.
Perfectly said. Tyrus, thank you so much for your time. Where can I find you on social media if not already following you?
Ladies and gentlemen, I only have 2 forms of social media. Instagram is Tyrus Smash. It's got a blue check, and I know everyone has a blue check on Twitter right now. It's Planet Tyrus on Twitter. That's it. I don't have any of the other ones because I know there was like some fake dude on TikTok asking for money and videotaping people, ladies, fellas, whomever it is. There's only 2. And just a word of advice. If you're going to have a video chat with someone and they can't get on it, it's because they're a catfish. So stop it. And I don't need money from nobody. I'm good. Okay? So don't need loans and all that other kind of stuff. So 2 forms of that, and that's it. Anything else is not me.
Amazing. Tyrus, thank you so much for your time. Guys, NWA Crockett Cup is this weekend. You can check out everything linked down below. My name's Malcolm, and we'll see you later.
Keep doing it, Malcolm. You're growing at a high level, bro.
Thank you.
Going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.